Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, August 24th, in the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. Boys, we are, and girls, we're glad you're tuning in on a Sunday. Let's recap yesterday. This is just a season from hell. I've backed Andrew Abbott twice this year. This is the guy on the Cy Young running. His two starts I've backed him. He just sucks. You just can't make it up. Lost in the first inning, just whatever. Trey came through, and then the Dodgers could not score in the first seven. Nestor Cortez, longest start he's ever had, taking a no-hitter into the sixth inning. Just can't make it up. But we're moving on. We're going to try to bounce back today. On the silver lining is that, and after this Sunday, we only have one more Sunday before a full NFL slate. Who knows if Logan and I will be betting the MLB come that time, but we'll hopefully have a good next, 10 to 2 week, 10 days, 14 days, and maybe that'll give us some momentum going into September. But man, do we need a good day to come our way, because this has just not been a good season as all. We've been hovering from 50-ish, minus 50 units, down to about 35, back to minus 50. Just got to bounce back today. And I'll begin with a Sunday night baseball play. Let's talk about Dustin May, who I'm fading. I'm taking his over 2.5 earned runs at minus 120 on DraftKings. We've taken one earned run prop recently for against the Yankees, and that cashed in the first inning, the over, as Shane Baz went out there and threw out a bunch of turkeys. And let's hope Dustin May can do some of the same today. Obviously, the acquisition from the Dodgers at the trade deadline, he's actually been pretty decent for the Red Sox, pitching for them. He, in fact, has been so good they sent Walker Buehler to the bullpen. But I don't think this is a good start for him. Now, for starters, I think about the series, Red Sox have just been owning the Yankees. It has been a disaster for the Yankees offense and pitching. It's just nothing has really worked for them. So they're looking to avoid getting swept here. And I think they could, but I'm not trusting Carlos Rodon. I don't do that. Instead, I'll trust their bats to show up against Dustin May, who, like I said, has been good, but he has run into some trouble in his three starts with the Red Sox, 3-0 and 2 earned runs. His most recent one, he gave up 8 hits and I think 2 walks, but managed to get out of the jams. But today he gets a tough test against the Yankees. Now, you look at the Yankees, they've been a great offense pretty much all season long. Sure, they've had their slumps here and there, but the last 10 righties to face them, 7 of them allowed at least 3 earned runs. The 3 that didn't, Joe Ryan, he's been great this year. Drew Rasmussen, great history against the Yankees bats. And Brian Bale, another guy with great history. Here is Dustin May, a guy they haven't seen it done, so I think they'll be able to draw some walks here, and May has struggled big time on the road. 6.28 ERA and a 268 batting average allowed. His walk percentage goes up a ton. And like I said, in those starts, he's over in 7 of his last 9 road starts, giving up 3 or more earned runs. He has struggled there. When the lights are bright, and it's going to be pretty bright in a divisional series in Yankee Stadium, he has struggled to get those outs, and I can see the Yankees tagging him. Now, I looked at his under and outs, which is 15.5. I don't mind that, but I think if he's going to go under 15.5 outs, probably because the Yankees did some damage against him. And like I said, I think they're going to be able to do it. You look at his underlying percentiles and metrics, we're looking at a guy that this season is 15th percentile in hard hit percentage, 14th in chase rate, 18th in whiff percentage. We've seen these Yankees, especially against Crochet yesterday, struggle whiffing. He had, 10 strikeouts? Love that for our season-long play. But again, we've seen May. He doesn't get the swing and miss. And if he's not getting that, we have a short porch that could be used to our advantage today. 17 home runs allowed by Dustin May this season. And a lot of those normally in starting pitchers, you'll see 17 homers, but a lot of them are solo bombs. Not him. Almost half of his home runs have actually been 2 or 3 run homers. So again, he has really struggled. We have the short porch in right field. Should get a very aggressive Yankee offense, given how Dustin May does behind in the count. I think that we'll see him give up some home runs today. Would not be shocked if the Yankees tattooed him for 3 early in this game. If you want to look at when those runs come, second time through the order seeing Dustin May, that's when the batting average, on base percentage, the OPS, sky high. I really think that's when the Yankees probably do majority of their damage, when they make some adjustments to him. So first play of the day, Dustin May, over 2.5 earned runs. Yankees, we need you to show up on Sunday Night Baseball, and they haven't done it all series. Tonight is the night. But Logan, throwing it to you for your favorite pick of the day. I love your pick. Take it away.
Yeah, my favorite pick of the day is going to be a total, and it's one I really like. Looking at the slate, it's just I really think it is a winner. It's going to be the Cardinals and Rays under 9, minus 112 odds on DraftKings. Now, if it's really kind of breaking the trend of this series so far, there's been a crazy over trend. The first 2 games of the series, we all saw 16 runs and 11 runs in the first 2 games. Weirdly enough, though, they didn't play yesterday. And now we see the total back down to 9, which is, again, interesting for that ballpark, very hitter-friendly ballpark. Yesterday, they had an off day, obviously didn't play. They sat in their hotel. I know, at least for what the Cardinals did, they sat in their hotel watching the rain. So maybe throws off the flow a little bit of the series, which is exactly what I want. I mean, I'd actually be hesitant to take an under if they played 3 games in a row, but kind of with that little weird off day in between in the series, I think that can kind of throw off the offensive rhythm. Especially now with a noon start time, maybe some weather concerns. Again, it rains in Florida. We know that. That's not breaking news. But noon start time is again one of those weird things. Like, does it throw off the offense? Definitely. It really does. That's why my favorite thing to do on Sundays is take unders in early start times when you saw a lot of runs in the prior 2 games of the series. I still think that it's not just a spot play. It's also a pitching matchup play, because I think the pitching in this one is going to be solid enough for both sides. I don't really see either of these starting pitchers getting torched for like 5 earned runs. Let's talk about who starts for the Rays. It's going to be Ryan Pepiot. 3.95 ERA, 1.19 whip for Pepiot. He has a 3.46 ERA at home compared to a 4.5 on the road. So again, a better home pitcher, which that's not breaking news. I've always known Pepiot, not a guy you want to really back on the road, but at home he's been a lot better. He's also tough on lefties, only allowing a 189 batting average to lefties. That's always something I look at this, how lefties do in this Cardinals lineup, because if you're looking at how they structure it with Donovan still on the IL, they normally replace him with like one of the power lefties. There was going to be a couple of those lefties in the like top 4 of the lineup, but normally they lead off with like Nootbaar, but then like Burleson and Gorman normally hit it in that top 4 of the lineup. And those are the guys I need Pepiot to be able to get out. And he's been really good with the lefty righty matchup so far. And I think he can continue that today. Also, if you look at it with runners in scoring position, Pepiot's been pretty decent, actually. 230 batting average with runners in scoring position. I think he challenges this Cardinals team to hit with runners in scoring position, something they've not done consistently this year. I mean, if you really kind of look at the games the Cardinals win and they win decisively, they got those timely hits. The ones that they don't, oh man, they are stranding runners left and right. And I'm really optimistic that Pepiot can strand those runners today. Love his angle. And then I also like the angle for Matthew Liberatore, who starts for the Cardinals. 4.13 ERA, 1.29 whip. On the road, Liberatore been much better. 3.73 ERA on the road. He's been weirdly enough worse at Busch Stadium. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't have to. Go out there and pitch a solid start for us today, Liberatore. I took an under. I remember I was at that Guardians game months ago, but that Liberatore pitched in that one, and he pitched really solid. So channel that. I'm on the same wavelength of you, Liberatore. Have another good road start, but in the last 3 lefties to face the Rays have actually most of them done well. Rodon recently just went 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Jacob Lopez cooked him, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Jeffrey Springs, 3 1/3 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. Now Jeffrey Springs, he's been BP most of this year, especially recently. So I really kind of like look at him as an outlier. I think Matthew Liberatore can give us some sort of middle ground there. I'm looking for like 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. If he gives us that today, we're going to cash this under today. He also rarely walks batters, 88th percentile walk percentage. And I normally do not like to bring up walk stats, because whenever I say that, 4 walks minimum today for Liberatore. So like, please just locate your pitches today, get them in the zone, just challenge these Rays hitters to hit where the ball is, because a lot of them won't be able to hit Liberatore in just the fact that he will get them to roll over on some more soft contact pitches. That's when Liberatore is going well. That's what he is. He's also elite in off-speed run value, 96th percentile in off-speed run value. Give these Rays some off-speed, and do not mislocate it, but definitely give them a healthy diet of off-speed. And again, I think the Rays hitters will roll over on it. And then we go to the bullpens in August. Rays 15th in bullpen ERA, Cardinals 18th in bullpen ERA. 2 middle of the pack bullpens. I still think the starting pitchers will give us enough length in this one. Limit bullpen exposure. Look, guys, all signs pointing to the under. Love this as my favorite pick of the day. But Austin, you got one more. Where are you going?
Yeah, Logan, love the pick as you kind of touched on. Yeah, it's been raining almost all day in Tampa. Yesterday, today there's supposed to be some rain, so wouldn't be shocked if there's a rain delay in that game. Which sometimes I feel like the rain delay does help you. You get the guys out of their normal rhythm, and sure, you could say the same thing for the pitchers. But I feel like normally it yields better pitching. And plus, if you're thinking about sitting in a rain delay in a dugout in a AAA stadium for the Yankees, that is, I could see maybe a little snooze fest there. Also, Libertor Logan, you didn't even bring up the lore. He got traded away from the Rays. So maybe he's coming back with a little bit of revenge on his mind. He got traded away for Randy Rosarena back in 2020. Hopefully, Liebertor can lock in, and hopefully he can give us a good start. Logan touched on the last time. He doesn't bring up walk stats because the last time he did, Liebertor walked 5 guys. So let's hope that's not the case. So third and final play of the day. Let's have a good end to the day. A little plus 141 parlay between Trevor Rogers over 17.5 outs and Yuri Perez, the Miami Marlins, over 14.5 outs. So one got to go 5, one to go 6. I like that plus 141 on FanDuel. Both of them individually you can't really play. So parlaying them together, we did that earlier this week with Sanchez and David Peterson. Let's try to do it again with these two fellows. Now, we'll begin with Trevor Rogers, who has been elite this year. We're tired of fading. We'll just start backing him because he's been as good as it gets. I mean, the guy's ERA is like 1.4. He's just been absolutely dominant. And I think he can continue to do that against a team in the Astros that is coming in red hot. They've been scoring a ton of runs, seen a bunch of righties, although they did tag Cade Povich, but I could get a hit off Cade Povich. Today, they'll have a tougher spot against Trevor Rogers, who's gone 6 innings pitched or more in 8 straight starts. He's gone into the 7th or longer in 6 of those 8. So again, giving them a ton of length. This is an Orioles team that obviously doesn't have anything to play for this year. So they're really just looking at the young guys, and they're seeing if Trevor Rogers can continue to cook. So it's not like if you ran into some trouble that they're trying to make the playoffs, because, well, if he runs into some trouble, they'll keep running him out there for 90 to 100 pitches. But as I said, the Astros are a very aggressive offense. They're one of the lowest teams in pitches per plate appearance. They'll stack their righties. They're going to swing early. This is a guy, Trevor Rogers, doesn't really walk guys. 88th percentile walk percentage, 79th in ground ball percentage. So even if he gives up a single, which he could give up some hits, he can maybe get some double plays, or heck, they can run up the hits if they want to. We just need him to pitch far in this game. We don't care how well he pitches, just pitch far. I think he can go out there and pitch decently well here. And then we have Yuri Perez, who is not normally my favorite guy to back, but for him to go 5, I think is the bare minimum today, as you will face the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, Yuri Perez obviously dealt with a lot of injuries over the past few years, but he did return in June, had a couple rough starts, so I'll give him some slack there. But since July, when he kind of settled in, he's gone 5 or more innings pitched in 8 of his last 9. His most recent start, he didn't go 5 because he ran into some errors in the 5th inning from the defense that caused him to get taken out at 4 1/3. But if you look at yesterday, long extra inning game, then a game before they had to use some relievers. So every single reliever from the Marlins has pitched over the last 2 days, 2 on Friday, 5 on Saturday. They're looking for some length out of Yuri Perez. Even if he's getting rocked, they'll look for some length. And this is a Blue Jays offense we know can do damage, but they also are the lowest team in the league in pitchers per plate appearance against righties. So again, this team does not see a lot of pitchers. They're swinging early and often. So we saw with Jansen Junk yesterday, even if he got rocked, he was at a pretty healthy pitch count. I think that's the same thing here today. We've seen of the last 8 righties to face the Jays, 7 of the 8 went over this line. And the one that didn't was Mitch Keller, and he gave up 5 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks. So if Yuri Perez can avoid, the walks, which can be something that hurts him in his career, I think he can go out there and give us 5. You look at Yuri Perez, 96th percentile in expected batting average, 86th in expected ERA. So these are 2 starters. Trevor Rogers pitching well. Yuri Perez coming off an okay start. And Yuri Perez has given up 5 earned runs in a start before and still gone 5. I think they're looking for that length. Now, is it pretty? Maybe not. But again, this is a Blue Jays team that's very aggressive at the plate. I think if Yuri doesn't make it 5, it's because he gives up like 8, 10 hits or something like that. I think he's a good enough pitcher to get out of some jams here, get out some strikeouts if he needs to. Even though the Blue Jays don't K a bunch, they've been striking out more as of late. I like this parlay, a plus 141, 1 unit to win back almost 1.5. I'll take my chances there on these 2 guys that have been pitching pretty well as of the last 2 months. Those are our 3 picks. Let's try to have a good day. We have this little outs parlay. Then we have Dustin May's over and earned runs. Hopefully we'll decide if we go 2-1 or 3-0. That'd be nice. And then we have the under in the Rays game, which, like I said, could get delayed today. Wouldn't be shocked. Let's just hope the game isn't canceled. And if it somehow is canceled, maybe they get into the 7th inning and we're dead. If the game does get rain delayed and canceled or whatever, we will get our money back, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Either way, like the under. Those are our 3 picks. Again, college football was electric watching some games yesterday, although some of the games were pretty bad. But again, if you want to check out our college football futures video for a lot of games going on next week, our Heisman Trophy winners and stuff like that, I'll link that video on the screen. I know it hasn't been a great season. Thanks for sticking around for us. Only a few more sleeps until NFL football. Full slate of college football this upcoming week. feels good. Football season's almost here, and hopefully we can get on a roll in the MLB to build back some units to use this NFL season. We'll see you guys back in the next one. Peace.